Hi, Billy the Artist here, and after the how to draw part 1, the shapes, and how to draw part 2, doing shading, I just thought I'd do a quick video about using some of those shapes to draw simple things. And one of the most interesting simple shapes are Minions and Gru from Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2. So we'll just get straight in, and like I say, the Minions are just wonderful. If you think of the shapes that they are, and people have actually made Minions out of toilet rolls, you've got a couple of ellipses and lines down the side, and that is pretty much your basic shape of a minion. But you can then just keep drawing other circles and shapes, and that's like the strap that would be his eye. You'd have another little tube on the side which is like the kind of hinge bracket that's round there. If we just zoom in a little, you can see there's another little tube and the top of the tube, and you can just round that off to make the top of his head quite nice. Draw inside his kind of little goggle, as it were, that goes in. I say just the Minions are just great little characters. And if we shuffle down his feet, they're just going to be a couple of little rectangles. Then you can just put a little bit of shape on them as they come under. Just fill out his body a little bit. And then his shoes. So if you just draw a couple of little boxes for shoes at the front, you get a little angle for where his jeans are. And then you can just draw the shoes, the little heel at the back. And all of a sudden, you can see how using shapes like I had in part 1 of my how to draw anything video allows you to start building up quite a simple picture of a minion. So there's going to be the back of the little dungarees, and another little square will make the front of the dungarees, and then you can draw that over. You can put a big smile in with the big teeth because they like the bananas, and the teeth are just little round shapes. Using shapes to draw the Minions, you can draw a little rectangle off there, and that's going to be their arm, whether they want it to be bent. And they've got the gloves, the hands, and they love bananas so much. So, holding a banana. And again, just drawing and putting these shapes down together. They use tools and all kind of things, don't they? I mean, the little Gru logo is based on a diamond for the G as it looks on the front of the dungarees. So just use the shapes to actually loosely block in your minion. Here we've got his sort of hand down this corner. I say they use all kinds of things, don't they, in the films? All the tools and axes and guns and weapons. Give this one a spanner. He's been doing a little bit of work. So straight away, here we have a very quickly blocked in. Here's his eye again. Need to pop his eye so you can draw the lid, and then the big shape for inside the iris and the pupil. So here we have the very quick basic shape. We zoom out, you can see the shape of the minion is put in, and you can use the shapes of the cylinders, the squares and the triangles to actually make it very quick. So here I'll just detail it up so you get a darker line now, and you can just go round and make your minion stand out a little bit. Again, this is only a very quick drawing just to show you how using shapes. There's the hinge on the back of the glasses, and here you've got the metallic again on the front of his goggles, the little rim and the rings. And you can put the inside. Again, that's something, never be afraid to use an eraser to sort things out, because if I'd have continued that around, the inside of the goggles has got to come. So the distance on the outside there should be quite similar to the inside here, on the inside of the goggles. And then you can put the eye in as if he's looking up at something that's coming down, whether it's another crate load of bananas, who knows. Okay, just do a quick bit of shading. That's the minion kind of looking out of his goggles, the band around the back. If we then draw the arch over for his head, put his little bit of hair on, you can see how very quickly you start getting a shape. A little bit of shadow on his metallic goggles. Draw a couple of little lines down the tube on the kind of hinge bit at the back. Again, just enjoy your drawing. There's the strap over, a little button on the dungarees. Gru logo kind of stand out a little bit on the front of his dungarees. Again, the front patch of that dungarees is just a simple rectangle shape, and you can very quickly draw and get a minion ready to go, and you can colour them in with pencil crayons or watercolour paints or felt tip pens. There's his mouth with his big smile and their big teeth. So straight away you can see the minion really starting to stand out. Finish off his dungarees at the bottom. They've got a little pocket that goes down there. Yeah, is there going to be a Minion movie all on their own? Oh, my pencil's just broken. But you can see I'm just broke my pencil. So I just have to sharpen that. So I can just carry on doing my drawing of my little minion. There's his thumb. Zoom in a little bit. Drawing his little hand with his gloves on around his banana. This is how simple it is, just using shapes, and the little gloves are black. You can actually start to put things together. Now again, this is a very quick little drawing just to show you how using shapes such as squares, rectangles, cones, cylinders, triangles, you can actually put something together and just enjoy drawing things that you like watching. So if you're into cartoons, again, like the cartoons like Despicable Me, Toy Story, or any of the Disney animated cartoons, the characters are made up in the software of these basic shapes that you use for constructing a drawing. So the minions are made up of little cylinders and put together, and then the animators move everything out. So they'll move the fingers, they'll move the wrench, they'll move the bodies, bend it and twist it and make them move about. And all you're doing when you're drawing for fun is doing on one piece of paper what is done in the movie to create the images that you then see on the screen. And here you can then move your minion around, you know, the little work boots. There's this frontish kind of toe tacked a bit, and there's the step heel at the back. So they're black again. I'm just using a 2B pencil here, just for speed, just to get this down, so that you can see how quickly you can put a minion together. There's another rectangle shape going up to the bottom of his dungaree trouser leg. There's the heel step at the back. And the more you press on, the darker line you get. So we can darken down his gloves, shade and shadow underneath the thumb and underneath his fingers that are wrapped around the wrench, around the little spanner. Again, you don't press on so hard for what would be the blue of the dungarees. And one of the interesting things, if you're shading in very, very quickly like this, is if you just squint your eyes, it helps you to not focus too closely, and you can then shade and fill in rather quickly, which is a real bonus. You just put a bit of shade down one side of his trouser legs, underneath his tummy as it comes down, increase a bit of shading line. And you need shadow, just drop his tongue in at the back, so his mouth needs to be dark. Here we have a very, very, very quick pencil drawing of a minion. Again, just the chrome will have dark lines and reflections. The band around the back of his head is black. But you can also, when you're watching the film or you see the stills, I mean, these minions turn up on memes and things across Facebook, and people post pictures of Wolverine minions and minions that have been made into birthday cakes and all kinds of things like that. And you just need to pop a little bit of a shadow down there. Again, if you are doing the shading and you want to spend a lot of time, I mean, a lot of the minions, they're just on a white background like that, but you know, just put a little bit of a shadow underneath and it makes it look as if he's actually standing on something, which is great. If we zoom out again, there you can see a very, very quick, fun minion put together. If you want to do the shadow, you can smooth it with a bit of kitchen roll or your finger. Bit of shade. Yeah, once there's dark on, you can actually smudge that around anywhere and make marks, and you can smooth a little bit in shade of the dungarees. And that's a very, very quick way of doing a minion. But here again, I'll just sharpen my pencil. I'll quickly draw Gru from the Despicable Me poster, because I'll draw him next to the minion. He'll be smaller for a change, rather than towering over them. So again, just drawing shapes. I'll draw a box, large upright rectangle, and then I'll draw another long thin rectangle, then draw a triangle, and a rectangle there, and a rectangle there, and then just draw a slightly angled line, and another box at the top. So here there's a box, there's a box for the body, a box for arms, there's a long, well, box, a rectangle there, and another rectangle, and that would be Gru's scarf. And here you have the leg. Now obviously his leg at the bottom is thinner, where his trousers come down and join his shoes, and then it's bigger at the top. So if you do a mark there and then draw lines down, you've got his trouser legs, his shoes, little step heel, little square at the bottom, going down to the point of his very pointy tight shoes. His scarf will come underneath. His jacket line. Now his jacket, his back is just slightly curved, so you can just draw a curved line inside the back line of that rectangle, going up to his shoulders. And there's his left arm, coming down with his elbow. You can just draw a little shape there, that's how he's got his hand folded. And there's his left hand peering out, holding onto his arm. His right arm. There's his right arm going up, and here you've got his scarf. And you've got the collar on his jacket a little bit. Now you've got the shape of his scarf coming down. Remember, his scarf's got the stripes on as well, because he wears like the kind of grey suit, doesn't he? You can use the side of your pencil very quickly. You can put the lines in. The scarf that comes down on the other side. So you can put the stripes in very quickly using the flat side of a pencil. But here you can see how the shapes make up Gru very, very quickly. We'll just zoom in and then we'll do his face. So here we've got the very simple box shape, and you've got his scarf. Just put the lines in, the little stripes on his scarf, so you can see where it is. Now, Gru's head, if you've got this little box here, pull it back a little bit. If you look on the poster, he's going to have a bit of a shape, but his nose comes off, and his nose is just a triangle. So if you draw a triangle in a bit like a carrot on a snowman, and then draw that in. Again, don't be afraid to use an eraser, get rid of some of your construction lines. And he's got quite fierce eyebrows, and his eyes are just a little triangle as well. And he's got his little pudgy ear at the back, and his bald head. Just draw the line, and to make him look a bit more menacing, just put the shadow underneath, and you can darken his eye a little bit. And then underneath his nose, coming down to his lips. And on the poster, he's a bit grumpy. He's looking a bit menacing because he's a really bad, nasty guy who wants to take over and rule the world and do all those kind of things. Because he's a super villain who's really quite a nice guy. So there you see how his head, you use the shape of a square and then you just put the circle lines inside. You can see Gru coming together. Again, just put a little bit of shading in. And on his nose, you can use the paper to really smudge it quickly, and you'll get your tonal values going across, and then really smudge across his scarf because his scarf's grey. If you go down the bottom and you smudge can smudge over the scarf, and you can see you get around the outside, you go over the line, just use a rubber to clean up around it, and that way you get a nice clear scarf. And just enjoy doing your drawings. So if I zoom back out again now, you can see that's a very, very quick Gru. And if we use the side of your pencil to fill in all of his jacket and his trousers, you can see how very quickly, and this is basic, this is a very, very quick basic drawing. This has taken me just under 20 minutes to draw a very quick minion and a very quick Gru. Just to show you again how using shapes and very quick shading, you can draw things that you like. So if you like comics, cartoons, cars, rockets, planes, you can sit down with a picture of something that you enjoy and copy it and practice your drawing techniques. These nice pointed black shoes. Again, I'm using the side of the pencil because it'll put down a nice line and a nice shape very, very quickly. Again, Gru needs a bit of shadow to make it look like he's standing on the floor rather than just hovering in midair. Again, he's got his arm, just the join, the seam in his actual coat. Press on a little bit harder for the shadow coming off underneath his arm, down his back, caused by his scarf, down his trousers. But again, you can use your finger or you can use a bit of kitchen roll and you can smooth that very, very quickly. And don't mind if you go over, you know, like I've just purposefully gone over at the back, but I've got these construction lines. Use your eraser and you can clean up your drawing very quickly. Get rid of the construction lines inside his head, around the outside. Get rid of that line where you had the box that you did for his leg at the beginning. And here you can see how I started off with the box shapes for his leg and his body and for his scarf and for his head, and then just drawing and shading and smudging, and then using an eraser you can clean up very, very quickly. But here we have Gru looking at a minion who's at lots of bananas and he's got much bigger than he has for a change. But hopefully that'll show you very quickly how using basic shapes you can draw something very simply, and the longer you spend, you know, with reference in front of you, there's lots of pictures of minions out there. You know, I've just made these up very, very quickly and used the Despicable Me poster to be able to draw Gru very quickly for you. You can use these shapes and learn to draw, so enjoy drawing your minions, and then you can, you know, just mess about very quickly and you can draw minions, you know, the two-eyed ones very, very quickly. There's his leg and his feet underneath, his little hand. Let's give him a hammer. And a toolbox. Again, a toolbox, it's just a box. There's a big smile. There's the top of the line of his dungarees. A little diamond for the Gru sign. But that, very quickly, in the middle, is how, using shapes, you can draw and enjoy drawing minions or anything. So using these very, very quick techniques, you can enjoy drawing your cartoons and your fun little things. So thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and I'll post more how to draw bits and pieces, and you'll see the very high-end art that I do as well. But here you just seeing how very quickly, using shapes such as cylinders and boxes again, and very, very quick simple shading, you can do your minions or you can do Gru, because all of these computer films, these digital animations, anything from Pixar, Toy Story, Frozen, anything from Disney. They're all based, all these characters are all based on boxes and shapes and cylinders, and that's how they actually make the films and get them out there so you can enjoy and you can learn, hopefully, and enjoy your drawing. But thank you for watching, enjoy, please subscribe and come back and see some more drawings in the future. Ta-da.